so amazing for the UFC, for combat sports in general. Bellator, oh my God, Bkfc, they just had a crazy event. And I wanted to ask you this, James. How many times can guys go out there and take damage like that? Like after 5, if you look at Artem and you look at Jason Knight and the damage that they took, how many times can you take that?
Well, I fought bare knuckle numerous times in my career. I fought in Muay Thai bare knuckle, and I fought old time boxing bare knuckle years and years ago. Even though it looks more damaging and terrible, most of the time it's more surface because of the no gloves. So the damage is more surface of the swelling, the cuts. It looks more brutal because it's on the surface. Whereas if you look at boxing or look at the NFL, for example, there's far more head traumas in American football than there is in MMA, right?
Yeah.
Because the trauma is they hit heads. There's nothing externally damaging, but it's all the impact on the brain. The fluid on the brain is moving. Same as boxing. You're wearing big gloves, a lot of head contact, and of course the damage is being done to the brain. Now, I'm not saying there's no brain contact with bare knuckle, because there is, but there's not as much because you can't punch as hard bare knuckle as you can with boxing gloves.
That makes a lot of sense.
So yes, on the surface it looks battered and bruised and cut and scarred, but the actual vibrations internally on the brain are far less than it would be if it was a normal boxing match. But of course, the face still needs to heal, the skin needs to heal, the tissue needs to heal. So I would imagine 2 to 3 times a year, depending on the type of fight you have. Yeah. I mean, looking at the guys Lobov and that just fought, and the scar tissue and the damage they had, I wouldn't imagine you could have 3 or 4 of those a year, right? Because it just takes too long for the underlying scar tissue to heal. But if you're going out there and getting a little cut or a little broken nose or, a little bit of swelling, a black eye, yeah, not a big deal. You can go out and do that 3 or 4 times a year, no problem at all. So even though it's there's a lot of supporters for the bare knuckle scene, and there's a lot of frowners. Don't forget, there was a lot of frowners in the MMA world first coming around as well. Mixed martial arts coming. Well, nobody liked it. Everyone thought it was brutal and disgusting. It wasn't even legal and so forth. And now it's one of the top primetime.
Now it's on ESPN. Now it's on ESPN.
Yeah, now it's the biggest growing sport in the world, right? So, I at the end of the day, if the fighters enjoy it and there's a realm for fighters to earn money and the spectators enjoy it, then watch it, enjoy it, and keep everybody healthy. Make everyone sure that all the aspects are taking place, which I believe they are. And just if you don't enjoy it, same as mixed martial arts, don't watch it.
Yeah, you made a great point there, because I was wondering about if it caused more damage not wearing the gloves, because we're learning a lot about CTE and the side effects that's going on with all these guys. So I was a little scared for a second. I feel a lot more comfortable now that you broke it down and explained it. Makes a lot of sense.
If you think of as mixed martial arts, right? Because there's less contact with head punches in MMA than there was in boxing, for example. There's other areas of the body. Now, with bare knuckle boxing, yes, there's a lot more head strikes, but you don't have a big wrap under your knuckles with a big solid pad on it, and you don't have a big 10-ounce glove or 8-ounce glove on top of that supporting that. So if you think you're getting hit with a big solid cushion, it's not external damage majority of the time. It's impact and then the vibrations and the brain swirling around inside the brain fluid, which is causing all these conditions. Anything from concussion, which is causing problems down the line, which unfortunately has caused issues in boxing, caused issues in rugby, caused issues in American football and ice hockey and all these other sports. So boxing and martial arts is not the only one. There's many other sports out there that this happens with, but of course, because bare knuckle boxing looks as aftermath of it looks kind of shocking. People think, oh wow, then think about the brain. Well, actually, if you think about it, the trauma internally is nowhere near, because the vibration, the punch is external. It's the knuckle ripping against the bone that's cutting the skin. It's the knuckle hitting the skin that's making it swell. So yes, that's as far as most of it's going. I'm not saying all of it, but I'd imagine 90%, 95% of the issues are externally and not internally.